You're going to end that cycle to falling prey to other people's negative beliefs that they keep projecting onto you, because I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. I appreciate you subscribing right down at the bottom, and let's get into your transformation. You are being bombarded with so many beliefs day to day throughout your entire day. If you're watching TV, you're having beliefs projected onto you. If you're talking to your friends or your family or just strangers, you're getting beliefs projected onto you. And they only strike a chord when you already have a belief about that thing already. You see, that's how it works. Because I remember I went to the store and I was getting some tissue, and this lady, she was like, well, it seems like you have to take out a mortgage just to get some tissue. And you know what? That automatically, it took me to a time when I heard something similar to that before. And I heard like somebody would project a belief onto me when I was in the store. So I remembered that from a previous time. And I remember how I reacted in that previous time where it like actually struck a chord. And I was like, oh my gosh. But this time it was different, because immediately I was more so like, okay, that's her belief. And then I kept it pushing. But that just goes to show you that you are being bombarded with beliefs when people make comments. Now, if I would have subscribed to that type of belief, it would have struck a chord in me, and I would have been like, oh yeah, you're right. It really is tough. Or I would have been thinking that. So think about how often you're getting comments and how often you're subscribing to those comments, AKA beliefs. And when you really think about it, a lot of times you will change or edit your intention or your desire when you're bombarded with these beliefs. Think about it. So if you're creating your business, you're manifesting your business, and somebody tells you that most businesses fail, what's your backup plan? This won't work. You got to have something, you got to do more if you're an entrepreneur. Okay, so if that strikes a chord in you, then you want to start paying attention to, well, why is this striking a chord in me? Why is this scary to believe what they're telling me? Because it's going to boil down to what you actually believe about yourself. It's not about what they're saying. What they're saying is only striking a chord in you because you already have a belief about that thing. Now, if you didn't have a belief that it's hard to start a business, then you wouldn't feel so scared. You wouldn't feel that anxiety. You wouldn't feel that worry when they say something like that. It wouldn't affect you. And for some people that strikes a chord in, they may edit their desire. They may play it small. Like, I'm only going to go into this maybe 50%, like one foot in, 1 foot out. Or they may say, oh man, actually being a manifestation coach or a mindset coach, it really just, I don't think it's going to work in the long run. I can't really, like, people don't really want to listen to me. I don't know if I have much to talk about, and I may not get that many subscribers. So you know what? I'm just going to make a video every now and again. So you may edit your desire, you'll downplay it, because you are being swayed and you're having this limiting belief control you. They said something to you that you already believe. So now you're editing your desire. Because at first it would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a successful manifestation coach, mindset coach. I'm going to be successful, a successful entrepreneur. But now you're like, well, it's just like, I have a backup plan just in case something happens. And and then that's that 1 foot in, 1 foot out mentality, because you're editing it. How are you editing or downplaying your desire? Think about it. Really. I'll give you a second to think about it, because you may be doing this and you may not even be realizing you're doing it. But now that you've seen this video, you're becoming more aware of it, because your desires are your desires for a reason. You didn't pick the desire to have this type of business because it was just like, a blow in the wind. Like, no. Like for me, I chose to be a manifestation /mindset coach because I love this stuff. This is like, if you looked at my books in my Kindle, literally Pretty much all the books are just about manifestation, energetics, or something self-development wise. That's what I love to read. And the courses that I take, same. That's what they're about. So how are you downplaying or editing your desire? Y'all, I remember when I was on the dating apps and I was talking to this one guy, and on the dating apps, my profile says long-term relationship as the intention, and his was like figuring it out. So I was like, you know what? Let me ask him directly, like, what's your intention on here? And he was like, I'm going with the flow and all of that. And then I was like, okay, so we may have different intentions here. And he was like, he went into this whole thing about like giving an analogy of if a kid gets a Christmas present and it's something that he doesn't like, then he'll still enjoy it. Okay. And then he was saying, how could you not accept such a basic thing? You're in a manifestation and you can't accept a basic thing like somebody, somebody that wants a long-term relationship swaying somebody that is undecided. And you know what? At first I was like, seriously? But then it made me think. And I was like, hold up. This is a belief that he is projecting onto me. Okay. Like me, the point of me knowing about this manifestation stuff, the conscious manifestation stuff and the beliefs and how they shape your reality is seeing this type of stuff. Where it's like, okay, do I want to integrate this into my reality? Do I really want to take on the reality where I'm basically swaying people, guys, to want to be in a relationship? And I was like, yeah. So let me focus on something else. I focus on the reality where the guy already has the intention where he wants a relationship like me. That resonates with me. That excites me, having that type of dynamic. Now, somebody in that situation, somebody could be like, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. If that's something that, if you're unconsciously just taking on other people's beliefs, where you're like, let me put it this way. They project a belief onto you. And if you're unconscious about how the beliefs work, you will just take on their belief. You'll accept it. You'll accept it at point blank, like, okay, well, yeah, maybe you're right. But when you know this type of stuff and you know limiting beliefs and how they work and how they're just being projected onto you, because get this, it's not even about the fact that they're projecting it onto you. The reason it's being projected onto you is because you have the belief already. That is a functionality of a limiting belief, to be projected. You project it onto others and they project it onto you. So they're just reflecting back to you what you already believe. So, and then you may be like, oh yeah, you're right. But if you are aware of these beliefs that come up and that they're just being shown to you, and then you can be like, you know what? I choose differently. I choose to have this type of reality because this resonates with me. I get that this is a viable option for a reality. So thank you for showing me that, but I choose this. This resonates with me. This resonates with me being in a relationship and having that dynamic where we both have the same intention. I love that. So do you see how that is? It's not like, oh my gosh, I reject this and I can't even fathom this thing. It's more like, okay, I get it. It is viable. But do I want to accept and integrate that into my reality? You have that choice. So start paying attention to the choices that you're making, the beliefs that are being projected onto you that are striking a chord in you. Do you see what I'm saying? Are the gears turning? Down in the comments below, I want to know, what is the last belief that you can recall that was projected onto you? This will be interesting. And I appreciate you for subscribing and watching this video. And I'll see you in the next one.